Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Jai Radhe Jai Jai Shyam Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham Jai Radhe Jai Jai Shyam Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham Jai Jai Radhe Jai Jai Shyam Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham Jai Jai Radhe Jai Jai Shyam Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham Jai Jai Radhe Jai Jai Shyam Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham Jai Jai Radhe Jai Jai Shyam Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham Jai Jai Radhe Jai Jai Shyam Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham Jai Jai Radhe Jai Jai Shyam Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham Jai Jai Radhe Jai Jai Shyam Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everyone. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. What's your name?
Yeah, I know. I'm not quite that old, though. Thank you, Maharaj. I wanted to take a moment to introduce you to this part of a lot of these folks are newer to our community, and it may be the first time they're ever having the chance to meet you. So there's various groups. So raise your hand if you're a community group leader. Community group leader. Yeah, get them up there, Mama. So these are folks, these are folks that are leading the community groups that meet in person and online. A lot of times what the reading is the journey within. Raise your hand if you are a community group member. Yeah, right, put it down. Raise your hand if you're a multiple community group member. Multiple groups. You've been in more than one time. My groupies, get your hands up. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta put your hands down. Raise your hand if you're a yoga teacher trainee. There's a bunch there in our training program right here. Put your hands down. Raise your hand if you're one of our yoga teacher staff. Good. Put your hands down. Raise your hand if you're a member of Soul Talks. Good. Put your hands down. Raise your hand if you're everybody else. So these are folks again that maybe haven't had your association for very much, Mars, and we wanted to bring them all together, to come together, to mix and mingle with you. So you, like Jackie Hari gave you the thing last night on Wednesday saying, gave you an assignment, but that means you could talk whatever you want. So we say the same thing, but if you would like to say something on those pillars of Bhakti, Seva, Sadhana, and Sangha, you could do that just for a few minutes and we'll take some questions. Or you can talk about anything you want and we'll take some questions and eat. So it's up to you, Mirage.
I just loved to hear you tell me what I could do. Thank you. Thank you for your ever-increasing enthusiasm. Very grateful to be here, and I'm very grateful to each and every one of you. The Bhakti Center is an offering of our hearts to the people of New York and America and to the world. Thakur Bhaktivinoda wrote that where there's great need, there's great opportunity to serve. And many problems are within our control, but most all problems of the world are really out of our control. Like the pollution in New York today. I believe I was told by Sundarnath that these forest fires are happening about 600 miles, 800 miles away. And although according to environmental scientists, these fires are actually quite healthy at times for the forests, but they're not healthy for people in New York. But just imagine, huge fires in forests 1,000 miles away almost, and the winds blowing it here and causing so much effect. And what could we do, little people like us? At the same time, in places of the world, there's wars, there's genocides caused by human beings in conflict with one another. There's diseases. Some years ago, I came from India to New York, but I stopped through Chicago. And when I was about to come to New York, I was told Bhakti Center was closed because of pandemic. So what can you do? There are so many problems that are apparently beyond our control. But the way problems are actually solved in a sustainable way is through spiritual solutions, through a change of heart, where there's actual compassion for one another above our own selfishness and greed, where there's honor and respect for the presence of God in other living beings, rather than our own prejudice biases based on various extensions of our ego. A mother cooking with love for her children, knowing these children are entrusted to me by God, is actually doing great things to solve the problems of the whole world. What to speak of activists, social activists, civil rights activists, spiritual activists who are trying to inspire so many people to be part of a solution rather than just remaining parts of problems. Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita what is the eternal universal formula of peace. Bhoktaram yagyatapasam sarvalokamaheshwaram suradam sarvabhutanam gyatvamam shantim richjati. To understand that everything is coming from the one supreme source. Everything is coming from God. Krishna speaking Bhagavad Gita. God came to this world as Krishna. Says everything is coming from the Supreme. And therefore everything is ultimately the property of God. Nothing is ours. When we think we're the controllers, when we think we're the proprietors, and when we think we are the enjoyers, then we are exercising a state of consciousness which is the evidence that we're deeply disconnected from our own souls. We're deeply disconnected from our own nature. Yanisha sarva bhutanam. When we have this disconnection, Krishna tells in Gita that what one person sees as light, another person sees as darkness. What one person sees as a time to awaken is a time when another person wants to go to sleep. So these perceptions in the world today, there's so much glorification and propaganda that the more you can exercise ignorance, the more great and the more heroic you are. Bhagavad Gita was spoken on a battlefield. Duryodhana and Arjuna both had to fight with the same types of styles, same types of chariots, same types of weapons, same types of strategies. But one was doing it to protect the innocent with compassion, and one was doing with envy, arrogance, and greed, without consideration of anything except himself and what was his. And one was dharma and one was adharma. One was light, one was darkness. So in this peace formula, Krishna is telling, we're not the controllers, we're not the proprietors, and ultimately we're not meant to be the enjoyers. That is the eternal role of God. And Krishna is not only the supreme controller of everything, but also the most intimate, loving, well-wishing friend of every living being. The original father and mother of everyone. When we understand these truths, then we could be actual agents of peace, because we could find peace within ourselves and generate that peace in our life. And beyond peace in the path of bhakti, as taught in the Gita and Bhagavat, is prema, or love. Bhakti is that spiritual love that is inherent within all of us. When we water the root of the tree, every part of the tree is satisfied. When we live in harmony with the love of God, then actually we become most satisfied. The satisfaction of the soul is in being enjoyed by the Supreme, in loving, in being loved. And that is bhakti. And this is a culture, and it is a science. As Jamunajaya has described, community is where the principle of helping each other to connect with this love that is within us and essentially all around us, to tune into that love. Or in modern day technology language, to connect with the link of that love. That's what this mantra is, Mahari Krishna mantra. It's like a link. And you connect to the all-pervading vibration of that love that is within us and around us. Krishna's love, Krishna's compassion. To be with people who are sharing this energy, this wisdom, this lifestyle, who inspire us with this faith, who help one another to offer various services to our families, to humanity, to all living beings. That is the idea that's at the heart of the Bhakti Center. There is so much need in the world, so much need in New York City. When our Guru Srila Prabhupada was living in a beautiful place in Vrindavan, the holiest part of all of India, the home of Krishna and Radha, in the very place that the greatest saints, the Goswamis, would meet almost daily. He was planning to share this message, this eternal message, with the whole world. And it was the inspiration of his heart that the best place to start it is the place that most needs it. It's like when a doctor diagnoses your body, usually they treat the sickness that's the most urgent. Yes? If you have a cold, and at the same time you're having a heart attack, they'll probably give more attention to the heart attack. So in the social body, Srila Prabhupada, for decades and decades, he was meditating. on sharing this beautiful message that Lord Chaitanya gave of unmotivated, uninterrupted, ecstatic love for God. And the greatest way to love God is to share that love and be an instrument of that love. So years of living in Vrindavan, years of writing. He was in Mumbai, he was in Prayag, Allahabad at the time, he was in Calcutta, he was in Jhansi, he was in Kanpur, he was in so many places. But he was always meditating on establishing this opportunity where people could come together as a culture, as a science, as a path of yoga, as a sincere religion, as a community, and beyond all these things, with prema, with loving devotional service to Krishna in the center. With awareness that the greatest way to serve God and to love God is to share that love with each other. But in order to share it, we need to have a connection with it. So there he was in this because I lived in Vrindavan just a few years after Srila Prabhupada was living there. It was so quiet. Now it's very developed, we can say, which is wonderful. But it was so quiet and just so everything, it was just purely sanctified. Forests and gardens and riverbanks. Srila Prabhupada was in the very heart of it all. 69 years old, meditating for decades and decades and decades. And it awakened in his heart that the best place to start this is New York City. He had $7, 40 rupees, when he boarded the boat Jaladuta, cargo ship. Wasn't like these beautiful ocean liners. He was the only passenger in the whole ship. Everyone else was just sailors moving cargo around. 38 days. He was given a comfortable little place at a YMCA hotel in Butler, Pennsylvania, where he knew someone, but he didn't know anyone here. He was just given a contact, somebody he never met. And he came here. And for about a year, he was wandering around, trying to find someone willing to receive his message. And alas, he began his great offering of love to the world on this same very block that we are sitting today. There's 26 2nd Avenue, and we are 25 1st Avenue. just on the other side of the block. He came to New York because he believed there was the greatest need here. And because of the power of the illusion that people were devoted to here, it was more than anywhere else influencing the entire planet. And if it could influence the entire planet with all sorts of greed and all sorts of economic possibilities, based on a lot of greed and just superficial entertainments, could also influence the whole planet with love, with devotion, with compassion. And here he was, 70-year-old man, with this idea. And because he lived according to his idea, that one little old person from India has influenced tens and millions of lives all over the world. And next year is this 50th anniversary of when he disappeared from this world. And although there's so many difficulties and so many struggles that happened, because that's the nature of the world itself, still, wherever there's sincere souls who are really striving with sincerity and willing to take risks, then that beautiful dream, that beautiful offering is alive. So Bhakti Center is not a place where people have to convert to any particular way of thought. It's a place where we're sharing this beautiful message as we have received it. And so grateful, so very deeply grateful for anyone who takes interest, for anyone who takes even a little step toward transforming their lives closer to God's love, to Krishna's love. So I thank all of you very much for being a part of this Bhakti Center. It's very wonderful. And Jamuna Jai Devi and Jai Giridhari Prabhu and Vasudev Prabhu and all the leaders here, so many. I'm so grateful. Through so many storms, forest fires. We're still trying. But it's interesting. I saw in news, because people were warning me about the pollution due to the forest fires. And what's going to make things better is the storms. Yes, they say the storms will actually clean the air. It's storms and lightning that caused the forest fire. And it's storms and lightnings that made it get better. So life is like that. Sometimes it is the blazing forest fires that happen in our life that actually turn us toward a deeper purpose. Sometimes it's the storms of life. But at the same time, even though storms and fires can cause so much disturbance, Lord Chaitanya, Chaito Dharapana Marajanam, he compares the Sankirtan to the flames of a great fire that give light, that give heat in the coldness of the way people treat each other in this world. The sun is fire. If it wasn't for the sun, we would all die. So fire keeps us alive, but fire could also destroy us. And Lord Chaitanya also compared the movement of Sankirtan to a storm. He said, I have come to the world to create a monsoon rainstorm of God's holy names and love of God, to inundate the world with happiness. Thank you very much. Would anyone like to ask any questions? Or speak any realizations? Please.
Should I come up? I don't know what to do. I wrote it out and everything. Hello, Maharaj, is it on? No. If not, I can project. Oh, there we go. First of all, Maharaj, thank you so much for coming. Very grateful to be here. I flew in from Costa Rica last night and I leave tomorrow morning. I just came to sit at your feet and learn. So thank you again.
Where did you come from?
I'm originally from New York, but I came from Costa Rica
Costa Rica.
last night and I go back tomorrow. I just came to be here. It's my first time at the Bhakti Center, so thank you. So my question, Maharaj, is I'm very new to this practice, so please forgive me if this question is more absurd than profound. I have a dog named Dobby. He's a rescue from a meat market in Korea. So he was quite literally about to become dinner, and instead he became my small furry son. Now every day I feed him dog food that's full of meat to keep him alive. I like to call myself a schmegan. I'm mostly vegan. But Dobby has shown absolutely zero interest in joining me. So I've rescued him from being eaten, and my reward is a lifetime sentence of buying meat on his behalf. I don't know whether this is wonderful karma, terrible karma, or just the universe with a sense of humor. As someone trying to understand ahimsa and to take this path seriously and sincerely, how do I make peace with loving a creature whose survival depends on something I'm trying to move away from myself? Thank you.
Great question. I've probably heard it 100 times.
Really try to do research to see if there's alternatives. Because I know many people who have rescued dogs and purchased dogs and have all sorts of dogs, and they're very healthy with there are alternatives. So see if you could find alternatives also. can have best of both worlds. And your dog also.
Anybody else? I don't think I can go that way. You speak loud. I don't think I'm going to. Before I look at it.
Thank you, Thank you, Maharaj, so much for this talk and for this center who it has saved my life personally. It has changed the course of my life. So thank you for that. Sometimes I struggle with rules. I struggle a lot with rules. And
You're not the only one.
and the thing that I'm very grateful about this center is that I've never felt any imposition whatsoever. But I also know that to deepen my practice, there's a reason why these rules exist and there's a science behind it. But I'm afraid sometimes it feels a little bit sectarian. And so I wonder if you have any advice on how to not be so afraid of those rules, because I want my heart to feel sincerely called towards the practice and not that I'm just following the rules because someone else is telling me to do so. So, yeah, that's where I am at.
When we really understand the value of what is being given to us by God, by Krishna, and we understand that these rules are not meant to confine us, they're meant to liberate us. Sometimes when a mother gives rules to a child to protect the child's life, to protect the child's health, the child doesn't like it. Yes. I mean, I, for one, really would rather play than go to school. When I was little, my parents just did not agree with me. You know, why not be happy? Why sit there in these classes I'm not interested in? And they made it a rule. So we don't always understand. But, you know, nobody's here, I believe, is trying to enforce rules in that way, but trying to inspire that this is the most valuable gift, the most precious opportunity in this very short lifetime we have. And then we're not following the rules because we have to. We're doing it because we really want to be purified so that we could love in a very deeper way. When we have addictions, it takes certain rules to detoxify, yes? But it is true that we have to want it. It doesn't work if it's just put upon us. We have to want it. So when that time comes when we really want it, and we really believe that these rules are beautiful because they're good for me, that's how we should follow the rules. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna doesn't call them rules, he calls them the regulated principles of freedom. And that's the mood that Krishna gives them. Regulative principles of freedom. Just come, be inspired, and when your heart tells you this is something very meaningful, then you're welcome to adopt them. Does that answer your question?
Yeah. I'll meet you in the middle.
Hare Krishna. My name is Samba, and I have a question similar to Huneta. I grew up in a very devout Hindu family back in India, and I had a very loving relationship with multiple deities, like Ganesha, Shiva, and several others, Kali, for example. And now I've been on this path. I've been coming to Bhakti Center for about 1 year now, and slowly my heart is, going more towards Krishna. But there's also a little bit of conflict, because before, let's say, Shiva Bhajan will play on the TV, I'll be like listening to it very intently. But now I switch to a Krishna Bhajan, the other day, my dad was talking to me, and he was saying, I wake up in the morning and I say, Om Namah Shivaya, like 10 times, 15 times. I said, Dad, stop that and start doing Hare Krishna mantra, okay? So it's, so my question really is that, are we told to leave the broader Sanatana Dharma, which contains a variety of beliefs, right? And adopt single-minded attention on Krishna. And there are some verses in Bhagavad Gita which talk about that, like you can actually worship demigods, but eventually all those worships come to me. But now that I've known that, right? I mean, it's okay for my dad because my dad has not read the Bhagavad Gita, but I am almost like, it feels like I have to let go of Shiva, I have to let go of Ganesha, right? So while it feels like Krishna is a higher reality and I should go there, but also the heart yearns for something lost behind.
So that's a question?
Any thoughts from you on that?
Yes, so many. That same very issue is very directly addressed in so many of the teachings of the Vedic literatures. We have referred to it earlier. When you water root of tree, that water extends to every part of the tree. And where that verse is described in Srimad Bhagavatam is specifically referring to demigods and other incarnations of God. When we offer to the Supreme Lord or to Krishna, to Vishnu, then it's like watering the root of the tree and all the demigods are completely satisfied. But if we worship various demigods without watering the root, then they're not really fully satisfied. And this is not just the idea of one group or another group. This is what is held sacred within Vedic scriptures. It's not a matter of rejecting one for another. It's a science which is inclusive of all others. When we follow the path of unconditional, unmotivated love for God, then all the demigods, all the avatars, the very heart and purpose of all religions is included, it is served. Sarva dharman parityaja mamekam sharanam braja. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishami ma sucha. When we surrender our hearts with love and devotion, then it's like the description is, if you put food in the stomach, every other part of the body is nourished. If we put water in the root of a tree, the whole tree is nourished. And it is not trying to be separated or sectarian. It is a science, it is a culture, and it's a philosophy of inclusiveness. So if your father is worshiping Lord Shiva, honor that. Honor that he's worshiping Lord Shiva. It's beautiful. But we can give the fullest satisfaction to Shiva and all others by cultivating pure devotion to Sri Krishna. Does that answer question?
Just a quick follow-up. So can I still listen to Shiva bhajans and Ganesh bhajans, etc.? Is that going to dilute my Krishna bhakti? Like, let's say, there are several Shiva bhajans I love. I grew up listening to those. So is that still kosher or no longer?
If you're going to listen to them, then, you should do so in such a way that you're consciously trying to cultivate and nourish your love for Krishna. Hari Hari.
Hare Krishna.
In other words, if you really want to put water on the leaves, that's fine. But it should be in harmony with watering the root of the tree. That is our. Because in so many, traditionally, usually various religions are approaching God to take, and bhakti is to give. We're asking God for service. We're asking God for love. We're not asking God for material favors. And that's the culture of bhakti. So that we want to keep that as the focus of our devotion.
Hare Krishna. I read Journey Home with Jamuna and the group here, and the section where you practiced so many spiritual practices was just incredible. The amount of places you went, the teachers you went, it's incredible. And I've personally had some of my own experiences practicing Vipassana, then Art of Living, Sudarshan Kriya, and then the Kirtan, the music, the mantra meditation. And I just feel sometimes that I'm drawn to different practices at different times, and I don't know if I'm doing this to somewhat like cheat and not commit to a practice, and like when a practice requires consistency. So my question is like, how did you like realize that bhakti is your jam and like this is what you want to do, and like how did you come up with this like aspect of like consistency, like that I'm going to be consistent with this practice? Because I feel like I'm historically based on the data that I have, I'm drawn towards one practice, but then I feel like I'm also in bhakti, so I'm like double dipping and like in all the practices. So yeah, this is a confusion that I have.
We are following the teachings of Srimad Bhagavatam with the culture, with the philosophy, with the lifestyle, with the sincerity that is given to us in Srimad Bhagavatam. And we accept on the basis of acharyas and the Vedic literatures themselves that the Srimad Bhagavatam is the essence, the cream of all Vedic literatures. It's the culmination of all knowledge of Vedas. Because in various sections of Vedas and in various sections, the way most all religions are followed in the world, there's those who are really seeking the essence and the truest meaning and purpose of why they've been given the scriptures and the saints and the paths. And there are those who get subordinate benefits. There's different processes of religion, there's different processes of practice, there's different motivations that bring people to, can help you get healthier, help you get wealthier, help you get more powerful, help you to get more peace of mind, help you to get more liberated. But Srimad Bhagavatam, Dharma Projita Kaitavatra, from the very beginning, it's only focused on the goal, the summum bonum, and the essence of all the Vedas. And that is pure, unmotivated, uninterrupted love for the Supreme. Sarva Dharman Parityasha, abandon all varieties of dharma and just come to me, surrender. That's where Bhagavad Gita culminates, and Srimad Bhagavatam begins there. So what is being offered is, as the acharyas, the saints through parampara, or the lineage of disciplic succession, have preserved and focused the concentration on this essence. And that is what Srila Prabhupada came to bring us. That's what Lord Chaitanya came to bring us. And those who are interested in this will, that is what we're offering. The essence is the most inclusive understanding of the absolute truth. The Bhagavad Gita itself describes in 6th chapter that the yoga system is like a ladder. And each rung of the ladder is meant to bring us to the highest place. It's one ladder. But it's not that each rung of the ladder is on the same level. And Srimad Bhagavatam is exclusively describing the path to at the top. Not birth after birth, going one rung at a time. So Bhakti Center is for so many people from so many ways to come together in what we can unite with. But at the very heart of it is the opportunity to connect with this, what the acharyas have preserved throughout the millenniums to be the very essence. In the Bible, Old Testament, New Testament, the great commandment is to love God and your neighbor as yourself. To love God with your heart, mind, and soul. But most people will follow Vedas, most people will follow Bible for other reasons. But unless you really exclusively strive for that essence, then we'll be following for so many other reasons. So Bhakti Center is a place where whole communities of people with so many different thoughts could come together. But still, we're offering that essence for those who sincerely want to receive it. And the path to that essence. Anything else? Yes.
Thank you, dear.
I'm just eagerly waiting an easy question.
Actually, I want to grab my notes so I'm succinct. Thank you, Maharaj. My question is two-part. The first part is, how do we pace ourselves around following the principles or chanting so we have success? And the second part, which maybe is a different question, but it's how to deal with mixed motivations. Because I find myself moving between material consciousness, and then it's like, oh, my motivation's not unalloyed, pure, uninterrupted, unmotivated, right? So, yes, about pacing and dealing with mixed motivations.
If we have nice association and we try our best, then God helps us. If we want strength, then we have to accept what's favorable to get strength. motivation requires enthusiasm and some amount of determination and strength to actually act according and cultivate those higher motivations. So the idea of association, satsang, like today, Thursday night kirtan, soul talks, the yoga classes, whatever is happening is just opportunities for people to come together. And that association gives us faith and gives us strength. And as we become more sincere, then we take up a spiritual practice because it gives us a connection with spiritual strength. It tunes us in to that power beyond our own. So sadhana, satsang, association, spiritual practice, and then that gives us spiritual strength. And then through our life, we have direction and we have ability actually to apply it to the character in how we live. But we can't do everything immediately. But we can sincerely try our best with enthusiasm and patience. Enthusiasm meaning we're really trying, and patience that we don't get discouraged because results may not come immediately. And as far as pacing yourself, that is a gift of God that we're given intelligence of how to pace ourselves properly. That race with the rabbit and the turtle. It's not just the turtle was slow. The turtle was really trying his best. Yes. But he kept going. He just kept going. The rabbit could have won, but actually the race is not who gets first. The race is who gets to the line. It doesn't matter really when you get to there. We have our whole life. But we have to pace ourselves in such a way that it's sustainable, which requires balance. Perhaps one of the greatest requirements of intelligence is how to balance our life. We have this physical body that needs exercise, that needs rest, that needs nourishing food. And we have this mind that needs good people around us to give us direction and encouragement. And then we may have a family that may need money and other such resources and kindness and attention. And then we have a government. We may have to pay taxes and have obligations there. And there's a society around us, but we also have a soul. And that requires, spiritual attention of, giving the time and the energy to really connect that soul in devotional service. So a balanced intelligence is one that understands I can't just do one of these things. I have to take care of all of them, and I have to balance my life accordingly. And if my life is imbalanced, then all of them will eventually go off track. Does that answer your question?
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I think we'll take like just one more.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you so much for spending your time with us this evening. I find myself drawn very much to animals and nature, and I love being outdoors and chanting and singing. I'm lucky enough to have outdoor space where I live, in the front of my house and in the back, and there's nothing I like better than singing under the trees and chanting to the birds and things. And I just love it. And I'm wondering, because we're lucky enough as human beings to be able to speak and chant and think and recite the holy names, and animals can't. That makes me so sad. But I know there's a system, not that I understand it. But what's our obligation or our duty as human beings that can speak and chant regarding nature and animals, apart from the caretaking, of course, which is a big part. But what about exposing them to the sounds and the chanting and the singing? I feel obligated to do that. And I wonder what your advice is on that.
Please do it.
Haribo! Okay.
Animals may not be in a condition where they can willingly follow, philosophical principles in the culture of life. That's something that human beings have that gift to. But the names of God and the prayers of our hearts are of the soul. And they very much liberate anyone who hears. Not only animals, but insects, reptiles, bushes, flowers, trees. I remember I was sent to a community, and there was these food growing, and it was being strangled by weeds. And I was told to pull weeds. And I was just coming from living in the forests of India, and how can I pull weeds? It's not moral. And the leader of the community started teaching me Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna was asked to kill him. I was thinking, this. So I was with full faith in my heart, and I still believe it to this day. I would put my mouth right to the ground, and I would chant the whole Maha Mantra. Then
I was wondering to do with the weeds in my garden.
But the weeds were killing other plants. It wasn't, if they would just get along together nicely, there would be no But everyone benefits by the holy names of God. Haribol.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Once again, thanking you for coming here. Traveling the world and thousands of people wanting to have your association and hear from you. So we're very grateful to be in your presence tonight. My question is, I guess, a little bit more heavy and personal in the sense that in the beginning of the class you mentioned how much is going on in the world. And growing in that world, we may feel the need to put up some kind of boundaries or some walls to not be affected as deeply by that world. So I'm thinking for us here, how can we let down our guard to Krishna, because we're also maybe blocking him out and he's maybe knocking on the door. So how can we really let our guard down to allow ourselves to have an experience of this conscious source, this conscious loving source of all reality?
The principle of kirtan is that it is a transcendental vibration. Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Ras Vigraha. That these holy names, Krishna is present in those names. Radha are present in those names. And according to the sincerity in which we take shelter of the names by putting our full attention in the names, by giving our hearts in a spirit of service and devotion, then we're actually opening our hearts to receive God's grace. The sincere heart is in bhakti, the sincere heart is one that is offering service and taking shelter. And the simple method such a simple method has been given to us. When we come before the deities, are we consciously coming before them to offer our prayers and our service? Or are we just walking by and saying, hello, Krishna. I'm busy, I'm sorry. When we're chanting in kirtan, are we just singing a song? Or are we conscious that God has come to us so in this divine sound vibration and opening our hearts and taking shelter? And the way we take shelter in many ways is in a prayerful mood to just absorb ourselves in hearing. And then in our lifetime, in the Christian sense, just before a great culminating moment, Lord Jesus said, "My Lord, not my will, but let your will be done." That's seva. That's the idea of service. We have our petty desires, but we give prominence. What is it? Samsiddhir Haritoshana. How could I deal with this situation, with this opportunity, with this problem? How can I respond to it in a way that will please Krishna? So at every opportunity we have been given this chance. And the Lord reciprocates according to how sincerely we approach each moment. This chanting is an opportunity to really go deeply into the practice. Of course, kirtan is beautiful, but japa is so special because it's just God and me. And our gurus, because they're giving us the blessings. And I just have an opportunity to I'm yours, Krishna. Give our attention to that beautiful sound vibration. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Maharaj. It was about 10 years ago that my partner and I, Marissa, came to yoga class with Jagit Hari. And this place has changed the trajectory of our lives. Everything has flourished, I would say, in our personal lives. After we came here, and Jai has become one of my closest friends and mentors. I'm so grateful to him. And his love for you has inspired us so much. And we're here 10 years later, hoping to start a family. I wanted to ask you for any advice on calling us, so I still feel so unprepared. After being in this tradition for 7 years and reading your books and the responsibility of taking care of one of Krishna's children seems daunting. So I just wanted to ask you for advice on this new chapter in our lives.
Keep close with Jai Giridhari. Everything else will come. But may I end by telling one story in reference to your realizations? This is a personal story that took place about 1.5 months ago, maybe 2 months ago. It was in April. Has anyone been to Govardhan Eco Village here? So I was, just before I left there, just at the end of April, there were so many guests and so many people. And somehow or other, sometimes I really like to escape from humanity. I just wanted to be with animals. So I went, nobody knew I was there. I was completely alone, no humans. And I went to an area, many of you have seen it, where there are goats and sheep and bulls and horses and donkeys and chickens. They're all in one area. There's several areas, but this is one area. And I just sat in a completely secluded area behind them all and was chanting on my japamala, my beads, just Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, meditating on God's names. And it was just so nice because there was no humans around. Because humans always ask hard questions. In one way or another. And suddenly, about 30 of these animals made us, they all formed a circle around me. And I'm just minding my... And really interesting, some of these goats, they were looking at me with such curiosity. They were just this far away. And there were many of them. And they were just like looking at me right in the eyes like, what are you doing? It was almost like I could hear him saying, the temple's over there, what are you doing there? And they looked just so curious, and it was very, very sweet because they're people. They're people, and they're just very gently, just almost like intellectually psychologically examining me. And there was these sheeps. And the sheep were coming up to me and just literally rubbing their nose on my face. And then they were licking me. And I looked in their eyes and they just had so much affection. They were just, I was chanting. And there were two baby goats, they were twins. Do you ever see a baby goat? And one baby goat, he was right behind me. And he jumped up and put his front hooves on my shoulders. And was balancing on me and jumping on me, on my back. And then the goat's sister, he was in the back of me. The sheeps were pushing their nose on me, two of them, and they were all looking at me with so much, affection, actually. And meanwhile, there were 3 horses, and they were just kind of walking around in a circle around the whole scene, looking at it like in great wonder. What am I doing there? And how everybody else is acting. And the bull is just watching, going. And then this other little baby goat started eating my clothes. I'm trying to be transcendental. And he was like, the little goat was pushing my leg and then chewing on my clothes. And it was so beautiful because they were all gazing upon me with some curiosity, affection, and all of these things. And I was just chanting. And I could feel that they were just responding to just my chanting. And I was thinking that at that moment, I was thinking how wonderful it is to reciprocate with the affection of these people. And just when I was thinking of that, maybe I was getting proud. This is a true story. It's a confession. The baby goat that was chewing on my clothes vomited all over my legs. I don't want to make a sound effect for that. This baby goat just vomited all over my clothes and on my leg. And then after vomiting, the goat just looked at my eyes and smiled like, what are you going to do about that? And all the other animals just moved closer and looked in my eyes like, what are you going to do now? It was almost like they were all appreciating that, this little baby made, her best offering to me. So I just continued chanting. And the whole time, not a single human walked by. Probably for an hour and a half, I was like that. And then when I was finally walking away, there was the place where all the goats and the sheep and the donkeys, they were like really excited too. They were just watching and just laying down next to me and then getting up and then I went to a place where the donkeys were drinking water. And I took some of that water to wash my the vomit off. The goat vomit, because, it was actually quite multicolored. But I had to walk back to where the humans were, so so I washed it off, but, I washed parts of it off, but the colors were pretty embedded within the cloth. And I went back and, I close to where the people were, and people were asking me, "What's that on your cloth?" Because it was quite obvious it was a big blotch. And I felt that this was something too intimate to share. Until today, because of you. Well, we could share a very deep spiritual experience with. Of course, we should do that with humanity and with the trees and with the animals. Because ultimately, the more we directly experience that we're a part of God, we recognize, respect, and have affection. Wherever there's life, we see that there's a child of God. And the best way we can share with them becomes the most meaningful part of our life. Thank you very much.
His Holiness Radhanath Swami Aki. Horrible. Thank you so much, Mirage, for coming, for answering questions. Would you lead us in a really short kirtan?
Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Gaura Premanande. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mirage. Or should I say, bah. If everyone...
Nicest thing anyone ever said.
I am a Capricorn, which is the goat. So if everyone could help us in the mood of seva, so if you could fold up the chairs, so prasadam will be served in the other room, and you come back here needed, but if you can be so kind as to help us fold up the chairs, put them away, put them to the side. The green bolsters, if you could stick them in those little cubbies and put the blankets, just fold them up and we'll take care of the rest. So prasadam will be served in the other room. And be sure to come back tomorrow. It's the boat festival. It won't be on the roof this year. It'll be in the temple, but it's really super sweet. Everyone gets to serve the deities. That started at 3:30. And the Maharaj will be on Wednesday giving another one of his wisdom talks. Thank you, everybody. Harbo!